Go live now. We'll check if everything works. You hear me well, right?
You bet.
Okay, perfect. Let's see, in a few seconds it will start, I suppose so. Okay, we are live. Hello everyone and welcome back to the next episode. My name is Melchionda Network. And today we have an exclusive guest over here. We have Mr. John Mcafee. This is the second part of the interview. And we have some kind of interesting topics that we will discuss today. We're really pleased to have you on this show, on this type of interview. Here is John Mcafee. John, how are you doing? I'm really pleased that you're here.
I'm doing great, and thank you for having me back on.
Yeah, sure. We have some kind of interesting topics today because, yeah, we will talk about the Bitcoin halving. I mean, this is kind of some interesting thing. We will talk about Bitcoin. We will talk about your presidential campaign on January 2020. It's kind of, something amazing. And let's start with the first question, John, because, I mean, this question is, you hear this a lot of time, but my people are still asking me, hey, you still believe that Bitcoin will hit $1 million? And B, it's the prediction based on mathematical fundamentals. I mean, it's something that you really started to make math and say, okay, it will hit $1 million, or it's just something like that? To say, okay, it's
well, you know, when I first made the bet, it was a PR move. I mean, to bring some attention, okay, to the cryptocurrency world. But let's look at some basics. And you talked about mathematics. Bitcoin, 18 million coins have already been mined. Only 3 million left. 7 million have been lost. And for every coin mined, 4 coins are lost in addition. I mean, it's people just do not know how to save passwords. They leave their wallets on telephones and don't remember their key, their seed keys, and what have you. So the supply is diminishing rapidly. You talked about the halving. The price is going to go up, obviously, because the difficulty rate for miners doubles.
Exactly.
And listen, the economics of mining, one of two things that happen. Bitcoin will bust totally because the miners will just quit, or the price will rise. That's an absolute certainty.
Yeah,
and mathematics would say that if the difficulty rate doubles, the price should double, right? Because it takes just as much time, energy, money, payment and electricity, maintenance, cooling, all the other stuff. That's a constant. That's a fixed. And so if miners are now only getting half of what they had before, then the price is going to pretty much skyrocket.
I made some math today. Bitcoin needs 140,000% to go to $1 million. I hope it will be reached at the end of 2020.
We still have 13 months. Let's not worry about it just yet.
Yeah, sure. Let's move forward because 2020, I mean, in May 2020, I hope so, it will come the third halving from Bitcoin. I mean, there's a lot of small miners out there, and some people say, hey, maybe the small miners are leaving the boat because it's too expensive. And what are you, do you have some concerns about the miners that are leaving and the Chinese taking over the Bitcoin? I mean, you know what the Chinese are doing with the Bitcoin already, with the mining power and stuff like that. Do you think they can monopolize it? And what are your thoughts after the halving 2020? Which price will it have after the halving?
Well, does it matter? Does it matter who controls mining? I mean, unless you're in the mining business, which has nothing to do with the utility of Bitcoin, does it? I mean, you don't have to be a miner to use it, to spend it, to save it, to trade it. So if in fact we only had 3 million Bitcoins and 18 million left to mine, well, that might be a problem. But good God, we've already mined almost all of them, 3 million left. Who cares who mines those?
Okay, I understand. So you don't have some concerns, or you're not worried about the monopolizing of the Chinese guys. So it's everything cool.
Well, listen, of course they're going to monopolize, and the small miners are going to have to get out of business. But I mean, small miners should be out of business already. I mean, you cannot, unless you get into some hashing pool, and then you're totally out of control. You just can't make money with a couple of S9 miners. It just doesn't work anymore. So you've got to have a huge pool of computers, very expensive. Got to find a place for them that's cool, where the electricity is cheap, on and on and on. It's a hard business. But why should we concern ourselves with a business which is destined to die? It's destined to die. Who cares who the last person down is? They will all be down and soon, because that's the way it's running. So I don't care who's the last man standing, because that man will eventually go down too. The last coin, people, is going to be mined back to life. And when that happens, mining is done. There will no longer be an industry. So if you're betting your future on some mining project, then, whoa, I would rethink my plans, because your future as a miner is a dead end.
Yeah, we have still 120 years left, so we will see.
Yes, but listen, there's so few Bitcoins at that point. There'll be a completely new dynamic, and I promise you, small miners are not going to get to play.
Okay.
But I don't care. It's a dead end industry. Who cares? Right? And really, in a few years, there'll be so few Bitcoin left that the percentage left to mine is so meaningless that
so we need only demand.
Pardon?
So we need only demand in order the price goes up.
Basically.
Yeah, sure. It's an interesting point of view. And let's move forward, John. I mean, you will run for presidential in 2020 in January, as far as I know, on Twitter, because you tweeted a lot of times, and I saw your homepage and stuff like that. Now, one question, what's really kind of, something funny. If you would be president, imagine for 1 second, and you had one wish, what is the first thing you will do first? Say, okay, I'm president now, I have one wish. What would you do?
I'd walk out and go home. I don't want to be president, I think. And if people, here's the problem.
No, it's just like, one thing. If you have the power, I know you don't want to be a president for the United States, but only for 1 second, if you have the power, what would you do? What would you change?
I would change the understanding of the American people, so they see the truth of our system. Presidents don't have power. Jesus, God, they lost power in the 50s with Dwight Eisenhower. And he warned us when he left office. He said, American freedom is at risk. It's at jeopardy because of the CIA and the military-industrial complex. And that was his big message. And the CIA has grown to a worldwide organization controlling all of the information. And presidents cannot act without information. And if you think presidents get to ask whatever they want of the CIA, things like, hey, do we have aliens? It's a need to know. Presidents are viewed as transients by permanent government employees. That is,
in short words, puppets.
Puppets. So I don't care what wish I had. I could not carry it out because it would not be allowed to me. President's got no power. Congress has no power. Our power has shifted to the permanent, lifetime government employees at high station. This is where power resides, people. They view both Congress and presidents as transients, incapable of truly running this country because they don't know anything about it and they don't have the time to learn. CIA employees are lifetime employees, spending 20, sometimes 30 years studying the nuances of just one small region of the world. How can you possibly impart all of that information to a president so that the president can make an informed decision, get it done? So instead, the CIA makes the decisions. And then based on what selective information they want to pass, well, they can pass information to make presidents do anything. Sometimes they even make it up in an emergency, like in the second Gulf War. Iraq was growing too powerful for the CIA's designs in that region. So they decided, well, let's bomb them into the Stone Ages. So they went and told the president, sir, Iraq has nuclear weapons. And gosh, I'm sorry to put this on you, and what a terrible decision you have ahead of you, sir. But we know you'll make the right. Well, fuck me, you had to bomb them into oblivion. Were there nuclear weapons? No, the CIA knew it. Everybody knew it, except the president and Congress, who were briefed by the CIA. So no, presidents don't have power. People, that's what I would like. That's the wish I would like, is to wake everybody up to see the truth of this play. And it's a magnificent play, keeping our attention on characters and personalities and warfare between the two parties and all of this nonsense, which means nothing. While behind the scenes, the real masters are controlling America. Now,
unfortunately, power and money, it's just something crazy. But we will go, I don't know, in a few months, I don't know if we make another interview, we can speak about that, but we need to go too much deep into that. So the next question, John, I mean, I saw you're a supporter of the DIA coin. It's just a stable coin. Let us speak a few minutes about the stable coin. Can you tell us more about the stable coin DIA and why should people use it?
Well, it's not just DIA. There are a bunch of stable coins. Some are truly stable, meaning they never vary by 1% from some standard, like DI is based on the dollar. It never varies more than 1%. It doesn't matter. But the beauty of stablecoins is this: all the exits and entrances into the crypto market, because the market suddenly gets all fluctuating, people get panicked. What do? Cash out into fiat currency. And back in again with fiat. It's nonsense. With something like DAI or any other stable coin, if you get goosey, put it all in DAI. Can't lose more than 1%. No matter
but it's backed by crypto, right? As far as I know.
No, it's not backed. No, it's a very complex series of smart contracts on the on the Ethereum blockchain.
Okay, interesting.
But I mean, very complex system, but it works. That's the beauty of smart contracts. You can do miracles with them, and any blockchain that goes into the future will have to support smart contracts, because 90% of all of the truly state-of-the-art leading edge development is in smart contracts. And so DI is just a set of smart contracts that guarantees you cannot lose.
Okay.
So
you basically use DIA and
to be able to put your stuff in DIA, knowing the market may settle down in a week, a month, a year, but you don't have to take it out, put it in the bank. It's right there, ready to just pop into use.
Okay, interesting point of view. The next question, well, I will quote your thing. It's like you said, 2020, it will be the year of explosion of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Monero. Why is that so? And you mean in terms of technology, or it means for price explosion? What do you mean?
I mean in terms of actual use. If you, like everything, every new technology is taken over by the underworld. Why? Because if it's new and it's powerful, then they want to use it, just like everybody else. It's just they are quicker to adopt. Drug dealers were very quick to adopt Monero as their only standard of payment, because there's no record and can't ever be unwound, and so they're perfectly safe. But what is used by the darker elements of society is eventually used by everybody for something like that. I mean, even with the automobile, when the fast automobiles came out, it wasn't race car drivers that benefited. It was bank robbers as getaway cars. Think about it. Okay, they were developed based on tests of all the racetracks all around the world, the races, and cars kept getting faster. But no, it was the gangsters who said, "Hey, these are getaway cars. These are faster than the police cars, and they can't catch us." So they're always going to use technology first. Who cares? But based on that, I promise you, Monero, and other privacy coins are going to be the wave of the future in terms of use. Because let's be honest, if I use Bitcoin or Ethereum or any ERC20 code token, and I have your wallet address, it's easy to get it. I mean, some people publish them on their Twitter page. Okay?
Yeah,
What I'll do is sell you something or buy something from you. I've got your wallet address. Forever after, I can look in and see how much you've got, what came in, from which address, where it went. If your bank did that with your money, like any old person wander in and say, oh, how much money does McAfee have? Really? Well, would you please tell me what his last deposits were? He wouldn't use the bank.
That's just crazy. Yeah,
but that's what Bitcoin is, and that's what Ethereum is. Bitcoin will still be around because it's the grandfather. That's why I included it. It's an ancient technology that cannot survive use in the real world. First of all, there's no privacy. Second, you can't put a smart contract on it, so it has no power. Like the power of the chains that do. Ethereum, why did I include it? Because it was the first chain with smart contracts, and it is used by more people than any other blockchain. And Monero, because it is now the #1 privacy coin in terms of volume and use. And it will be with us. So those are the three to watch.
John, there's a question of some fans of yours and of mine as well. He said it's only the privacy coins all the privacy coins will survive, or just Monero and some 2 or 3 of them, or you think in the future all the privacy coins will survive?
Well, no, there's too many scams out there for all of the coins to survive. I think that 95% of all coins will disappear. Because they just were opportunistic attempts to make money rather than develop a real technology that improves the one we have. But there will be multiple privacy coins, of course, and there will be some better than Monero, perhaps. Monero is a mined coin. We all know what the economics of mining are and the resources they burn up. And so there may be a proof of stake coin that comes out that's privacy based. I don't have a clue, but privacy coins will be the winner.
They will be, okay. So you talked about proof of stake, a proof of work. Which one do you prefer, and which one do you see as in the future that will be bigger? Proof of work, proof of stake, delegated proof of stake. What you prefer, and what do you think what has future?
I don't prefer one or the other. I mean, it's simply different approaches to the same problem, which is how do we create, use, and rely on cryptocurrencies. If it works, it works. Whether it's proof of stake or whether it's proof of work. Function is function, and they all seem to function fairly well, whether proof of stake or not all, obviously.
They're working, yeah. But John, let me ask you another question. It's something that I can't get out of my mind. I mean, it's just something like strange. Imagine 2008, Bitcoin was founded by some group of people, and say, okay, we found Bitcoin and stuff like that. Okay, my concerns are if one of the CIAs or one of the governments are behind this project, because I mean, if they can take over the developers of Bitcoin or something and say, okay, I extortion you or make something with you, nobody is going to develop Bitcoin anymore. So do you think someone is involved from the CIA into or not? Or just
well, no. I mean, we know who all the developers were, and it's unlikely that any of them were CIA. But even if that were true, does it matter? Well, who cares? I mean, we have 6,000 coins, people, and more every day, and some of them are astonishing. And these are coming from just plain old developers. The CIA cannot take over every development mind in the world, and so who cares? We will still have something for the people. And I promise you, the CIA is not going to develop something like Monero and let people use it. No, good God Almighty, that's the reverse of what they want. So I don't know. I think very unlikely the CIA was involved. And you got Dr. Adam Back, you've got Craig Wright, you've got a whole bunch of people. We all know their names. We don't know which one wrote the paper. Who cares? They probably drew straws. Who knows why?
Yeah, but maybe I don't know. Maybe the CIA says, "Okay, we go to the developers and say, okay, you don't develop anymore. You don't do nothing anymore on the Bitcoin code. So these are my concerns. So, but if you don't,
but how can they? I mean, how can the CIA go to every developer? And do you realize that there are tens of thousands of us scattered all over the world developing? We're so far past Bitcoin. Please, God, who cares about that in terms of technology? Let the CIA have it. Because the technology in Bitcoin was merely an architectural layout of what the possibilities were with blockchains. Cryptocurrency being one of them. And they chose Bitcoin, a very simple one, as the first. But from that very simple beginning, this has blossomed into a technology that no government can control without making it illegal. Do you understand? Which I'm afraid will come. Things like Monero are already under attack.
Okay, in base of what?
Pardon?
Attack of what? Like 51% attacks or?
Oh God, no! Attack from the governments.
Okay. So they want to shut it down or something like that?
All privacy coins. They don't like privacy coins. They scare governments because governments will not know where money is flowing anymore.
But the point is they can't stop it. I mean, you can do whatever you want.
Well, they can make it illegal and make it difficult to use.
Difficult to use. Okay. Yeah. The next question, John, is: do you think that Bitcoin will be forever the number one coin, or do you think some coins are going to surpass Bitcoin in the near future?
Well, it depends on how you measure things. Bitcoin is nowhere near the number one coin. It's certainly the number one traded coin, but for use, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You've got Ethereum and then Monero at the top too, and Bitcoin is way down the back. It's too time consuming. Just to do a transaction, sometimes 15 minutes, for heaven's sake. We're in the electronic world, people. Bitcoin no longer is leading anything other than it's the grandfather and respected beginning of the cryptocurrency movement, and therefore will always be revered. But we need to understand it's going to be a store of value only, if anything. It is not going to be a useful coin because it is not now.
Okay. So I imagine you don't hold any Bitcoins, because if you spend your Bitcoins, I mean, they know where you are, right?
Well, yes. They don't know where I am necessarily. If they got to find my wallet, I mean, there are things I can do, but no, they can track those transactions, and eventually people with as much information and power as the CIA could unravel everything in Bitcoin or Ethereum. Privacy coins is the only thing that I would consider using.
Okay, understand. So the next question, John, is what are your fans and supporters can expect from you in the year 2020 from you personally? I mean, what's
my big activity is going to be the run for the presidency, which I don't want and can't win. But this is my second run. I ran under the Libertarian banner in 2016. Came in second runner-up for the nomination. It's not bad. My first time in politics. This time I will do much better. But no, what you can expect is the most untraditional and non-traditional campaign the world has ever seen. And I've already put out 3 campaign videos. The first one just about me, videos of me doing everything, sitting down with Larry King, firing a gun, being arrested. Actually, that showed me being arrested twice there, once in Guatemala and once in Tennessee. Just everything. Like, this is really me. I got nothing to hide. Then the second one was making fun of the press, because I have literally thousands of headlines that say the most outlandish things about me, and some of them are just hysterical. So I put all those together in a video. And then the last one, I'm starting to get serious. Listen, I don't have solutions for things like homelessness. but I do know the depth of the problem. And most people don't because they don't want to look at it. And not just homelessness, many, many problems in America.
It's terrifying.
So,
really terrifying.
So the last one I put out, number 3, is about the homeless. I mean, it's a very heartbreaking video. I have no solutions. But until you can see the true depth of a problem, you can't fix it. How can you fix what you do not see or understand? You need to see it first. And so I'm going to force people, if they look at my videos anyway, to see the truth of America. Our next one coming up next week is a pretty horrific one. It's about the American police state that is rapidly growing in our country, based on the fact that our privacy is now gone. Because really, all you need for a police state is lack of privacy and complete knowledge of the populace, and then suddenly you can control everybody all the time. And so we have no privacy, so they're finding out more and more, and they wanted to take away our right to privacy with finances under the guise that, well, I mean, you would be violating income tax law, or if you're doing this thing secretly, you know, making money secretly or spending money secretly. And it's the income tax law that's the basis for the loss of all of our privacies. Because really, without the government's right to take a percentage of your income, then they would not have the right to look into your bank and all these other things, which the IRS can do now because you might be cheating. This is our problem, people. And from that comes loss of privacy. And from loss of privacy, always a police state is formed.
Yeah, because of your presidential campaign, I mean, my question is, how much people do you want to reach with your speeches and with your tweets and some stuff like this? Well, as many as possible, or did you?
It doesn't matter. I mean, I'm just talking, and I'm talking to people who have outlets to other ears. And if only one person hears me, I mean, truly hears me, well, I'm successful.
Yeah,
that's be happy with one person in the next, for 12 months that truly hears what I'm saying. So I've succeeded.
Yeah, for sure. I will support you as well. I mean, with the videos, I will share it everywhere. So as
good.
So
I thank you very much. And I've got to run now. My apologies.
Yeah, sure. John, thanks again. I hope you will be successful in January 2020. I wish you the best.
Thank you.
And
thank you.
I greet me Janice from I will greet Janice now. Greet Janice.
All right. Janice, she's saying goodbye. Here.
Oh, bye-bye.
Janice, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
All right.
John, we'll see. I hope we see. Right. We'll go again in a few months.
just talk to Janice. She's the boss.
She's the boss. Okay, John. Thanks a lot. We see us.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
All right.
So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We spoke with John McAfee, as you saw, and this was the second part of the interview. I hope you enjoyed it. I mean, Christmas is around the corner, New Year's comes, and I think 2020 will be a great year for privacy coins. I mean, for cryptocurrency, for Bitcoin. We are pretty enthusiastic, and I think that's pretty much it. I hope you like that. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel because I have some kind of new stuff, new interview partners in the next year, some kind of a powerful guys. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Subscribe my channel. Follow me on Twitter. It's really, really important. There's under this video, there's my personal information for Twitter, for Facebook, for Telegram, and so far and so forth. I wish you the best. Happy Christmas. Happy New Year. Melchionda Network here. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.